Hi, Tim Bartz here, McArthur Ford, Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news update and information, including your Bronco and Bronco Sport information on a Wednesday. And you're watching this video the Wednesday that Supercell Colorado is starting up, and we will be there. We'll see you tomorrow. But today, I want to kind of do a walk around on my build, my Bronco. Last week, we did a custom video and kind of showed you what a customer here at McArthur purchased a base Bronco, a base Squatch, and what modifications they did. And it kind of inspired me to do one on my Bronco because not only are there some things that I had McArthur do when I first got the Bronco, but I've had a lot of things added to this Bronco that McArthur has helped me with, and especially the McArthur Performance Department and their techs that they have there have done a lot of things to help me customize and make this Bronco what I want. As you know, this is a 2021 Ford Bronco that I purchased. I've talked about it before in the past. It is a Big Ben 4-door with a claw top, as you can see, 2.3 liter automatic transmission, and I love this thing. I ordered it back then in 21. You can get a rear locker as a standalone option, which this has, and also the optional auxiliary switches, which I use a lot, and also it has the LED lights on the front, or the LED signature lighting. You cannot get this configuration now, but I loved how modular it was and able to go, and this was $42,000 sticker price back then. And then I'm able to modify and add some things to the Bronco. Yes, I've added quite a bit of things, and we're gonna talk about those things in this video, talk about the things I've had added. But if you like Bronco videos, Bronco Sport videos, make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of our videos. But let's get into this build, and I want to kind of walk around it and tell you what some of the things that we had put on this from Ford. Some of these things I installed myself to do a video on my personal channel, which we'll talk more about later. But McArthur did help me in one way or another and on almost all these modifications on the outside. A lot of inside stuff, which I actually am going to highlight in my personal video. We're going to talk about things you can add to your Bronco for under $150 each, and most of those are the interior stuff, but we're going to focus in on these exterior things that McArthur has helped me put on the vehicle. Now, first off, we're going to talk about is the front up here, and this is a Big Ben, and you'll notice it does not have the Big Ben grill. All these grills can be taken off and modified. I just actually did this myself. I did purchase the Big Ben grill in the white letters, because mine were already kind of adhered to on my Big Ben grill. So I took that grill off and then put the letters and the grill from a black diamond on this. So I got that right through our Ford parts department. Didn't need a VIN number or anything. I told them what number I wanted, and I switched that out. These can be switched out. So I've had some people that have talked to me that said, hey, they got like a Heritage Edition white one. They like the Badlands grill, and so they're going to switch out to the Badlands grill. They're going to paint it because that is paintable. This is more textured, so I didn't plan on painting it. But I actually do like the black diamond trim level. You'll notice that on a couple things that I've done and modified to this. And you might ask, why didn't I just order the black diamond to begin with? I didn't want the vinyl flooring and the vinyl seats. So that was just something that my preference was. But I can modify that. Also the front bumper. So originally we got the factory bumper because I didn't want to hold my build up. Again, this is 2021 when people were waiting a year or longer. I didn't wait on mine. I got it in the first, probably one of the first builds that showed up at the dealership. And mine did have the other bumper. I took off the modular front bumper, but I liked it. So there was someone here that upgraded theirs to a aftermarket one. So I bought from them, and McArthur put it on for me. So it's a modular front bumper with the bull bar. He had that as well on there, which was nice because I needed that so that I could add this winch here. So this is a rough country winch. This is the Pro 12,000S, so 12,000 pounds with this. I don't have front sensors, so those are just spacers to be put in there. But I added this winch with the high mount up there, and with that you can have the option of either going with or without an LED light bar. I said, you know what, give me some more off-road lights. So I got that. So I have a really bright off-road light, and I have a DRL. Now, I chose at that time to do a white DRL, and since then I've upgraded to the amber DRL. So you can get this light bar on its own through rough country as well. We are a rough country dealer, so you'll see there's several rough country things on this vehicle. And so yes, those lights, those are nice, so I can flip on that DRL amber light on there, and I have that to go with. Now you will see these lights up here. These are the IAG lights. IAG helped me put those on at Bronco Supercell, Tennessee 2 years ago, and I really do like those. So check these when you unlock the vehicle. I like the system. It goes back and forth, really cool. So I really like that. I don't know if those lights are going to come through on there, but also when you have the turn signal on, they're going to blink as well, just like with your blinker, which is, again, something fun on the Bronco. I added the tough skin letters myself on there, but I won't go through all the ads, but just some of the major things. Skid plates under here, you'll notice these are the IAG front skid plates, and McArthur did help me install those. I installed them myself. I needed their help tweaking a little bit because I was struggling a little bit. So the front skid plate and the other. Now, originally I had ARB skid plates, and McArthur didn't install those. So underneath, I do have ARB skid plates on a lot of the components, but not the front skid plate. I did switch it out. The IAG front and the one underneath the transfer where the oil changes, this one has a special access, so they can just unscrew one bolt, do the oil change, and put that access door back on. So the service department really loves me, so they don't have to take off my other skid plate that I had added on, the ARB ones. So they work with the rest of the ARB skid plates, but I also had that switched out, and McArthur helped me with that as well. You know, the deflector, little things like that. This here was something I added myself. It was pretty easy to do. Let's move around to the side. Now over here on the side, first off, I want to mention, because I didn't pop the hood on that, but first thing I really did on the Bronco was I added the Roush package. We are a certified Roush dealer, and so this was one of the first Roush packages put on a Bronco at this dealership. We had like 3 we put on within the first week, and mine was one of those 3. So you will see the Roush badging on there and the Roush graphics on this. So it has the graphics package, but it also comes with a cold air intake, which is something that I am in love with, and it would probably be something that I would always put on a Bronco. So that cold air intake is something I added. Also, it has the exhaust that comes out of it. So those are 2 main things that I did, but you're also going to notice the Roush wheels, and I get a lot of compliments on these nice 17-inch wheels here. So those, you get the Roush wheels that come with it. Some other Roush components that come with it as well, the mats and such that you'll see in this. I won't show you inside that, but that is a Roush package that I had on. Now, would I do that again? Check out my video. So I have a video on my personal channel that I'm going to do here really soon. It says, would I do it again? And it has some components that I added, and whether or not I would do those again or not. And so we'll answer that question in that video. But also, you'll notice the graphics done right here at McArthur. We do work with Sign Pro, and I got to thank the aftermarket department because they just did a phenomenal job putting these on. Blake helped put those on for me. But also, of course, Niles upgraded me and sold me on the XPEL on this too. So yes, but that actually will help protect the graphics. So just had that put on. So this is the first time anybody's seeing the graphics on the side, of course, in a video. And if you're local, you might see it. But there you go. And if you're wondering, that is actually a photo that I gave them of a picture that we took. And I said, can you make something similar to this? I couldn't enlarge the photo because of the quality and such. But this is actually, if you've ever been to Cottonwood Pass and you've gone to Supercell and you're up there at the top and you can see down and you can see the Taylor Park Reservoir, that is what that is right there. And this is a sunset photo that we took. But they did a phenomenal job. I'm liking it. I wanted some graphics, and we finally came to that. Also here on the side, the rock rails on the side, my Big Bend did not come with that. I added those, again, got that through parts. And I installed those myself actually in a video if you want to check those out. And then the IAG steps, they have a full step if you want. I like the single ones, and this comes in real handy because I'm able real nicely and easily to step on this when I want to move that back. So I really like that concept and being able to do that. So that works out real nicely there on the side. Now, something else that we added, I wanted some suspension upgrades from the Haas 1.0 suspension. Shocks, I was going to go with the Bilstein shocks, but aftermarket here, again, rough country dealer, said, I got one for you. This is what you need, is the Vertex shocks from rough country with the reservoirs. And I'm loving these Vertex shocks. We put them on, some other people put them on their F-150. Niles put them on his F-150. But what I like about them is I can adjust that, and that gives me more articulation on the trail. And it makes a huge difference. So right now I think they're set at about 7 or 8 because I'm about ready to go on the highway with a camper. So I can set those, each one of the 4 wheels, or when I go off-roading, I take that clear down to a 1 or a 2, and then it does really well. Really helps me clear a lot of rocks with it as well. And I've had those on for almost 2 years now, and I've done a lot of off-roading. If you take a look at my tires, you can tell that I have. I've done a lot of trails with these, and I can tell you they will last. I know rough country's kind of gotten a bad rap in the past, but in the last 3 or 4 years, they have changed. They have done their production, and their quality is top notch, and they also will back their stuff up too. In fact, I got a cooler from them that they're replacing, and it was past warranty. So that was pretty impressive that they're doing that. So there's some things that I've added. Of course, you know, rough country lights up here too, all kinds of stuff like that. You probably will see I got the bullet point mount with some other stuff like that, but here on the side, that's pretty much most of what I've done. So let's move to the back and show you a couple things back there. Now back here in the back, again, rough country. We do have the tailgate reinforcement back here by Rough Country. Did install that myself. Probably wouldn't do that again. Probably have the dealership install it. Dealership can help with that. Also, this was right on top of this tire, so now I have an extension a little bit. So that's the extension from Rough Country as well to go with their mount. Actually, it doesn't go with the mount, but it's an extension you can get. So that also is Rough Country, and I'm really liking it. It's done a really good job. And again, if I've had that on there for a long time. Also, the Rough Country hitch. So the hitch is from Rough Country. The wiring is lumens, so that it has the 4-pin and 7-pin wiring for me. So I added that as well to this when I got my camper, because I didn't get the tow package originally, and back then you didn't have the wiring going back to the back. So the dealership did do the wiring and everything, including a trailer brake controller, so which I'm really a fan of. That's the lumens trailer brake controller you can find on Ford Accessories website, and I'm digging that as well. And then yes, I saw this at Supercell, Wisconsin. Somebody had this, and when I got back, I'm like, I got to get one of those. So anyway, and then of course moving in here, I do have the tailgate table, and this is the OEM one. And do know that there is a weight limit on these, 25 pounds. Don't exceed it. I did break this one over here because I did exceed that, but that is my fault. Anyway, so there you go. I am actually thinking about switching that out to a different one just to try another brand. But there you go. And why won't that go on? There we go. And then of course back here I do have the IAG quick release for my claw top. So this is a claw top, so I just pull that and it releases it, so I don't have to hit both levers. That is something they installed at Supercell, Tennessee, the same time they did the front lights. Also, I had the struts, soft top struts. So those struts are real nice, especially if I take the top all the way back and take these windows off, then the struts help me get that back up, but that comes in real handy. Also got a couple things from Mountains to Metal. One of the companies I really like, Mountains to Metal. Didn't get that through the dealership here. I actually was at the show this last year, or actually 2 Supercells, Tennessee. I got the attic tray, and I looked at it, and went ahead and ordered it. So this attic tray, you probably can't see it from there, but that comes down from there, and I can put all my recovery gear up here. So I did a video on recovery gear, and they were all in this attic tray. So I got the ropes, I got recovery ropes, I got, you know, a battery charger, I got my air up, air down kits as well. So I got a 4-tire air up, air down, air compressors inside the vehicle, and then of course all kinds of stuff there. I have first aid kit, of course, got my, you know, and all that right there too. So, and their slide out, I call it the cargo slide, they call it a tailgate. So you can just do these 2 levers and it just slides back. I do like that. It's very, I mean, I could sit on it. I got the cooler up here. I can get to the cooler. Of course, I have the lid the wrong way, but I just put it on there because I actually had it on the other side. But I do like the slide, and then you can just slide it back. And as you can see, I can mount and keep everything in place with this. So those are a couple things that I really do like that I have back here in the back. So I think that's pretty much covers it on that. Let's kind of wrap it up. All right, so that covers pretty much everything on this. I've had a bunch of other modifications inside that are IAGs and some other things like the Fitz kit and everything else. I'll be talking about those because all those things are under $150 each in a video on my personal channel. So check it out. It's going to be at Ford Video Guy on YouTube. If you want to check out that channel, I encourage you to do that. I've done a lot of modifications myself on that channel, and I always like to tell people in that video, if I can do it, anybody can do it. In fact, thinking about that, there are a few other things. We talked about skid plates that I did for the IAG on the front, but also I did the IAG lower control arm skid plates, which actually the dealership had to help me with because my strut got moved when I did it. Also the rear trailing arm, not the rear trailing arm, but the rear shocks. I got those protected under there too, and I'd like to get the rear trailing arm supported and protected as well. So that's all done, and then I do have a Best Top Benamy mesh top as well on the vehicle. That really helps out when that sun's coming down and the grandkids go in this, right? Really helps out. And then probably one of my funnest and coolest and cheapest mods that I've done is the horn. That's a lot of fun. So I love doing that. I've pulled up beside some people, some with the kids with their windows rolled down and they're in the car seat and I'm just looking over at them and I hit that horn. I like that it's on the remote right here. And that's just a lot of fun. And a lot of other people have gotten that same ad. That is a Boom Blaster as well. So I probably won't list all these in the video, but if you have any questions on any of these, again, most of the mods we talked about in this video, I did get through our Ford parts department or our aftermarket department. Again, we are a certified Roush dealer and Rough Country dealer, but also a Ford partner dealer, including Ford Performance. So anything you can see on Ford Performance website, we can get for you as well, and even have it installed. Or if you want to install it yourself, we can help you get those and get them in for you if you'd like as well. So thank you, Blake, in the aftermarket department, especially Niles, for all the things. Niles is in our live streams a lot, but that's all I have for this video. Hope to see you guys at Supercell, Colorado. If you're going to be there, we are going to have a booth there, and we're going to actually talk about the Bronco I have and some of the different modifications. If you want a little more information about them, then come by our booth, check it out. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos. And until the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself. We'll see you guys on the trail. Have a great Built Wild Wednesday.